if you went out there, you'd be screwed. Big time. That's where that 500-foot drop-off is, right at 500-600 feet easily.
Hello people of Earth, this is DanLockhart of the Honda Valkyrie DanLockhart YouTube channel, and I'm doing an introduction for a ride that I did back on August 9th, 10th and 11th. I did a little over 800 miles. I rode from Crested Butte South over to Grand Junction and Fruita area, Fruita, Colorado, did the Colorado National Monument, and then I rode south down to Cortez, Colorado on Colorado 141, which is kind of the Colorado Canyon lands. Very beautiful out there. And then I rode back over the San Juan Range down into Telluride, and then from there I came back home out the Uray and Ridgeway in that direction to get back to Highway 50. This introduction I'm going to use for all the videos that I make from those rides, and I hope that you like them. If you do, you can give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel down below. And as you can see, it's rainy here in Crested Butte South today. In fact, this is the wettest summer since we've lived up in the mountains for almost 10 years now. And it's very green up here still, which is very unusual for this time of the year. Usually things are kind of burned up and dried up, but I think we're gonna have a beautiful fall when the leaves start to turn, because the trees are super healthy right now because of all the moisture they've been getting. But anyway, thank you very much. Hope you have a great day, and thank you for watching.
Hello people of Earth, this is DanLockhart of the Honda Valkyrie DanLockhart YouTube channel, and today we're going to be going to the Colorado National Monument Park. It's a beautiful drive. It's not super long. I do have to leave the visor open because it's smoking hot here in Grand Junction today. So, anyway. Pretty cool actually. We're going across the Colorado River. Just a little tiny body of water that meanders out of Colorado and ends up, oh, look like somebody hit the car driver there, ends up going out to the west coast. It supplies a lot of dams and whatnot west of Colorado. Here we go. We'll just take our time, meander through the park, maybe stop one or two places. There's one overlook that's really cool. It's like a pinnacle and sometimes you can see the rock climbers going up the pinnacle. You can see them on top or going up the face. This thing became a park because mainly the work of one man to get the government to make them recognize this. Yeah, it's already started. Look at how beautiful this is. I think this is going to be a senior pass thing. Hi.
How are we doing today?
Good. Does the senior pass work here?
Yes, sir, it does. Let's see what you have.
Cool.
Should work just fine.
I had a friend that told me that sometimes it works against you to be older and sometimes it works for you.
It's definitely going to work in your favor this time. All right, yes, sir, that'll work just fine. Do you need a map today?
I do.
All yours. If you need anything from our visitor center, it's going to be 4 miles ahead.
What was the guy's name that established the park? The man that did all the work?
John Otto. He was the kind of driving force behind getting.
Yes. It took him many years for him to get the government to recognize it, right?
Yeah, it was a big kind of letter writing campaign that he did. The kind of lore around it is that he just bugged everybody enough that they finally said, fine, we'll designate it just to quieten him up.
One guy.
Yeah, it's a good story. He's definitely a kind of eccentric character.
So have you climbed the pinnacle?
Independence Monument? I have not. I'm not much of a climber.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got some other staff that have, and they said as far as...
Might there be somebody up there today?
You never know.
Yeah. And that's just around a couple of curves here, right?
It is.
It's on this end.
The Independence Monument viewpoint is just 5.5 miles up.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on, sir. Enjoy that.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. Yeah, it's, like I said, it's not a really long drive. Maybe take us 30-40 minutes. We will document it though, because it sure is beautiful. Look at that. Yeah, you really gotta watch that rock stuff. Falling rock, it can surprise you very quickly. You know, a little bit above Grand Junction and the Mesa area. We did see some bighorn sheep the first time we came through the park. Of course, there's 1,000 cars, people jumping out to take pictures of them. Wow. I'm glad I came in this way. Anyway, stop at a few places. Redland View.
Uplift is when a landscape is pushed up from below, usually over a large area. Several uplifts happened in this area across the eons. The uplift that formed the Uncompahgre Plateau, which includes modern Pinyon Mesa and Uniweep Canyon, activated the Redlands Fault. We rise hundreds of feet above the Grand Valley because of this most recent uplift. Here I'm trying to decide whether I want to climb down to get a better look at the fault, and deciding whether or not it's safe enough to do. I had on my motorcycle boots, so it wasn't like I had on the best footwear to get down there, but I could see plenty of footprints in the sand down below, so I decided to go ahead and give it a try. Monocline, or one slope. A monocline forms the lazy S shape that connects rock layers from the valley floor to the monument cliffs, where rock layers were pushed up. Some bent, some broke, and many have eroded. The generalized cross-section reveals how we can see the effects of the uplift and the rock layers within and outside the monument. The area at the edge of the movement where the rock layers broke is called a fault, nowadays called the Redlands Fault. Rock layers that make up the Book Cliffs on the north side of the Grand Valley also once stretched across the entire area. One at a time, all these rock layers piled above the present-day monument. All of these layers were underground until the ancestral Colorado River began carving through the area. As the Colorado River quickly cut down through the soft Mancos Shale, streams drained from higher up on the Uncompahgre Plateau, south of the monument, and present-day Pinyon Mesa, Uniweep Canyon, and the highlands between Gateway and Montrose. These streams used to connect the Colorado River. Nowadays, only intermittent streams make it to the river within the monument. Eventually, the river cut far enough that the Precambrian rocks were exposed along the Redlands Fault. This metamorphic rock layer is so hard that it doesn't erode easily, as all the sedimentary layers above it. Colorado National Monument is one of the few places in western Colorado that you can see this layer on the surface. It exposes rocks that have been around since before most complex life on Earth.
Check out these walls. Yes. This is what we were looking for, people. take you out into the Colorado National Monument. Look at that. Wow. And it's different depending on what time of the day you come in. Obviously, that direction's west, so in the morning with the sun coming from the other way, it just lights up this bluff here. Bikers. Gorgeous, huh? This is gonna make some good video. I'm gonna turn on my helmet cam. Helmet cam is on. Whee! You know, through the lights required in tunnel. My lights are always on my bike. Yeah. I'll do that asshole thing. Woo! Ready? Here it is. Yeah, some of those tunnels really echo. Oh, we're getting up there pretty good now. New Corvette? Yes, please. Whoop. I thought I was in second gear, and I proved it. I was in second. I'm gonna let this car behind me go by. Next opportunity. I don't want to hold anybody up, and I'm kind of cocky. Pinion pine right there. Alright, let's let him go by. Now he should be in first. Stepped on a little bit of an incline. I see a turkey vulture over there. Usually when you see the turkey vultures, you see them in big groups. One day when I was in Carbondale, which is not too far from Aspen, I walked around Carbondale and I saw a bunch of turkey vultures, and there were like 12 of them. And they were flying in a thermal. They looked very, very graceful. Yeah, some park rangers about the turkey vultures, they'll tell you they're an essential part of all these parks to do the cleanup. I think this might be where the pinnacles are. Distant view, no. I really couldn't hear what the ranger said when I asked him about how far up they were. But I know they're definitely on the west side over here. Yeah, so the guy that convinced the feds to make it a national park, he's also, if I recall correctly, put some of the steps into the pinnacle. He actually cut steps into it so you could climb it. And when you see this thing, you're just gonna go, wow. Yeah, I mean, you could spend a day in here. It's kind of like the Black Canyon. If you went to every overlook in the park, it could take you a while.